I would like to ask Mr. Ghulam Hussain, who is the President of Kashmir Freedom Movement and also Vice Chair of the Jammu and Kashmir National Independence Alliance, as well as the member of the Leeds City Council and the lead member, I believe, on the communities in the cabinet over there as well, have the responsibility to share his views and how in Leeds region he will envisage to take this forward. Mr. Ghulam.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much to Sardar Aftab Khan and KDF for organizing this event, and thank you to a number of MPs who found the time to come here. I am going to make a general statement to start with, which is that I feel that it is very important for the British Kashmiri community and all the mainstream parties in this country to work in a lasting partnership, both starting with the Kashmiris in this country for addressing the inequality and injustice, but also in all the parts of Kashmir, without naming whether it is Valley or Jammu or etc., all the parts of Kashmir. And I think sometime when we discuss this, some people think that there is less violation in one, more in the other, and as David Ward MP for Bradford mentioned earlier on, and when people talk of Azad Kashmir, it's supposed to be independent, but in reality, sometimes it isn't. And I was in Geneva with a few other colleagues from here last week, and we were addressing a similar thing. And one thing which I said, that in Kashmir, we have a government in Azad Kashmir, so to speak, independent Kashmir. We've got a Prime Minister, we've got a Supreme Court, but we do not have a country. Pakistan, our neighbor and friend, has never recognized us. If they had recognized, things would have been a lot simpler. I think we need not apologize completely, although I think we have failed, but we have made a lot of effort. I remember driving with a dozen of other people, including yourself, to Plymouth to speak to the census office there. We had a meeting. I remember we going to Gerald Kaufman. I remember when he was the Foreign Secretary. I remember going to Derek Fetchett, my friend from Leeds Central, who was the minister at that stage. And they all said that we will do something, and some people did make effort, but we have failed. People like David and Simon Danczuk have been working, but they have failed as well in the last 4 or 5 years. And I think the failure, I hope you don't mind, but it is a relative thing. It's not your failure in trying, but it's a failure in achieving. So I think what we need to do is be more resolute. And in practical terms, obviously what we can do, I started with my own MP, Fabian Hamilton, who apologized. He couldn't be here. He's giving a speech at one of the universities, a long-standing commitment. But he was here before the start of the meeting. He signed the pledge and he's given his commitment. I have talked to 2 or 3 other candidates from Leeds, and they have pledged that they will sign as well. So for 8 MPs, if we take the major parties in Leeds, there are something like 24 candidates, even more if you take on the model of 10 major parties. So each one of us go back to our constituencies and we can get started there on a practical basis. And I think once we do that, we need to be able to get the message to our youngsters. Yes, we have failed in making them aware of the issue, and we need to take that on board. We have had this kind of initiatives before. I remember Barrister Asif Khan from Kashmir Freedom Movement doing this kind of work in late 90s. We wrote to all the parliamentary candidates. We made a dossier of their responses. We tried to follow, but things die. I think what we need to do going forward is we need to keep our effort consistent, and we need to be on the tail of our MPs who are supporting it, but more important than they're using their help, we need to get on those who are not supporting us, so that the British government, who plays a pivotal role in the world at the moment and in the Europe, I think we need to continue our effort and we need to be united. And as Ajib Sahab said, we have reached a consensus, and I think it's a good thing that we must continue to work and not dwell on our differences, but concentrate on our common points and things. So let us not sort of be worried. I think we should accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and move forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ghulam Hussain, for your very valuable contribution. And